huge fight against a big veteran. 4 fights against last 4 have been against top guys. Henan Barral, former champion. What are you making of this one, Lerone?
It's a fight, innit? It's just another fight for me. Everybody in the UFC is good, so I know I'm up against a tough opponent, but we're just gonna go out there and fight, innit?
You guys have known that you're going to be fighting on this second version of Fight Island for a while, but when did you know that it was going to be Douglas Silva? Have you known for quite a while now that it was going to be that opponent?
Maybe 4 weeks or something. I'm not too sure. Roughly 4 weeks anyway.
Yeah. And then in terms for you, Carl, you got to be geeking out again over this. I remember last time you were saying that it's like the Kumite for you, like blood sport, going over there to a different country, all the best fighters in the world gathering together. Just for you as a long-time fan of the sport and to have been working in the sport for as long as you have, how is this for you again, starting 2021 like this?
Well, obviously it's the perfect start to the year. Our goal is to have 4 fights this year, so for Lerone to get out in January and irrespective of who it was against and where, it wasn't important. Just his goal is to have 4 fights. Our goal is to have 4 fights and progress forward, irrespective of Douglas Silva, whoever they put in front of us. You know, he's a man on a mission this year.
And for you yourself, Lerone, you gained a lot of attention in that first UFC win. And the famous pose of you holding your hands out in front of Dana White gained a lot of attention, and he shared his thoughts on social media. So how good was it to get the boss's attention right off the bat with that first win?
Always good to be like in the boss's good books. Like look at the other fighters that he's brought through. When the promotion's behind you, you climb the ladder faster.
And maybe we'll get onto that floor 8 like Chiesa was one time, mate. And that's what we really want to be on.
Yeah. I mean, like guys like you who are fighting consistently on Fight Island. When you mentioned guys like Chimaev, there are fighters who are really taking advantage of this pandemic situation where there is an opportunity to fight time and time again, because there are some fighters that just don't want to fight in these circumstances. It's clear that you guys aren't.
Even the biggest geek wouldn't have known who Kevin Holland was last year. They wouldn't. But he took the opportunity of staying ready to having 5 fights in a year and seeing his star rise. And that's what it's about in the current climate, isn't it? It's the goalposts have moved a little bit, so you got to move with them.
So you're saying 4 fights this year. Would that realistically, would you say that being in that top 10 title contention discussion is something that you're looking at this year? Or is it just not like that? Is it purely just in terms of activity, you're talking 4 fights this year? It doesn't mean any specific names or anything like that.
For me, I just want to get active, and I feel like the more active I am, the better I'm going to get. Like, I'm not really thinking about the top 15 right now. That would be like more so in the end of the year or something. But I just want to be active, make some money, get better, and crack on.
And there's loads of fun fights in there. There's
loads
of fun fights. Come on, so it doesn't matter if you're in the top 60, you're in the top 15. In my opinion, it's just who the UFC have preordained in the top 15. The level is so high at 145, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that featherweight is arguably the most stacked when you look at the talent in there. Featherweight, lightweight, it's just UFC in general is full of killers, and every win is something to be valued, isn't it? We discussed that last time, Carl. There are no easy wins when you get to the UFC. Every win is valuable. So yeah, when we look at that, you're in a tremendous position, Lerone. Just in terms of who you brought with you this time, because I remember before the pandemic when you had your first fight on the Khabib card, you had Kane Musa as part of the team. Is it literally just you two, or is Kane with you this time?
I've got Car Prince, obviously. I've got Luke Barnett, and I've got Kane Musa.
We got Kane Musa with you this time, yeah.
They're like 2 doors that way.
Okay, so you guys are sharing a room, yeah?
Yeah, and they're sharing a room like 2 doors that way. We're not able to see him for a few days, but I think hopefully we get to see him tomorrow.
Okay. So then work really begins for you guys from tomorrow onwards, doesn't it? Because it's a week Wednesday when your fight is.
Yeah, a week Wednesday. We're ready to go now anyway. So the next we're going to probably push two hard sessions or something, 2, 3 hard sessions, and then from there we'll just taper up.
Just get sharp, then, innit? Just get sharp and finish off.
And when we discussed Kane there, having him there, obviously you're both Manchester lads yourself. To have a bunch of Manchester lads going out to Abu Dhabi on the biggest stage possible, how great is it to have that family feel around you when you are so far away from your actual families as well?
Well, for me, that's the only reason I do this. Even obviously we're far from our blood family, but we're all in this together. So to have, I think to have that comfortability of three of my favourite people in the world really is in a hotel with us. So it's like home away from home, because you take home with you and all that. And UFC really look after you, mate. Yeah, you should have seen the cake they made for Lerone on arrival and all that business. So no, there's no. Obviously, we're missing our friends, we're missing our family, and that'll probably get stretched the more it goes on. But we're on something different. We're here to do a job, and Lerone's here to do a job and move forward. And I'm sure our friends and family will be proud of us when we get back. So yeah, home away from home here, mate. Yeah.
And I know you guys,
especially for him, he just plays COD and sleeps and eats good food.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to chill out in preparation for a fight, is it, Lerone? Just keep yourself to yourself and do what you want.
Yeah, it's nice. It's better than being at home anyway. Just no distractions there. You just chill in, just play computer and eat, chill, rest, really.
And when you look at 145, I was having this discussion with Mike Grundy the other day, obviously another British 145er from the Greater Manchester area. When you look at the UFC previously, when they're trying to build up British guys, they would usually keep them away from each other. But would you be open to fighting someone like Mike or Arnold Allen, fighting a British guy at 145 when the pandemic's over, maybe on a London or Manchester card to generate a bit of a British super fight for the fans over here?
I don't mind. Like if they don't train with me, then and you're in my division, then it is what it is, isn't it? I don't mind me, but obviously it's a big division, so I highly doubt they'll do that because there's so many other fighters. But if they do, then they do.
Is that something that you'd like one day for the sport to get that big over here, where it's kind of like the boxing situation where you're fighting countrymen in your own country because the sport is thriving that much, where the best of the best are from either your home city or your home country?
Not really. Like that doesn't really interest me personally. Like if it was a title fight or something, then yeah, it's different. But fighting the local guys isn't really anything of my interest, really.
Every great has a rivalry, doesn't it? Don't they? Like every great fighter of all time has had a historic rivalry. From if the guy happens to be from England or happens to be from wherever, mate, it's obviously it's great for the sport on a domestic level. If two English guys fight in a main event in England, I don't even know if that's ever happened. So if it was to happen, that would be great for the sport. It'd be great for Lerone's profile. But like I said, it's not a question of who you fight, where they're from. It's just whoever they put in front of it is ready for all comers, as long as it keeps them going like this.
And when we look at that last win over Ricardo Ramos, who was a dangerous ground fighter, you went straight to the ground with him and finished with ground and pound in the first round. Just in terms of showcasing more of your skills this time, do you feel like you really not even scratched the surface in terms of what you can show the world, what you can do? And I'm sure Carl will vouch for you on this. You're brushing up on your skills every camp and polishing your tools with each month, aren't you, really?
Yeah, like every week we're getting better. Like we've got some good training partners now, so we're just getting better in different areas. Full MMA, not just a striker anymore. So yeah, hopefully this fight gets to show some more skills and stuff.
And it seems like you're not really fazed at all by the exposure to media in terms of the profile growing in the UFC. Because I remember when you had that first fight on the Khabib card, they did a little bit of a documentary on you on UFC's social channels, and you got a lot of exposure after that last win against Ricardo Ramos as well, with BT Sport obviously covering yourself personally. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're getting more and more comfortable with it? Obviously, it comes with the territory, doesn't it? It comes with joining a promotion the UFC. You're going to get that exposure.
Yeah, I've done a million now, so it's just to me, it just all feels like I'm having the same conversation 100 times. But yeah,
I remember back in the day when like no one had come for an interview. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to see from my standpoint to see people wanting to get engaged in. But I'm forever in this case about speak to this guy about pushing them both a bit further. But I do hear where he comes from as well. At the same time, it's like a necessary evil of the job, isn't it? But it's obviously important to sell yourself, because there's like we said, there's like 60 fighters in the featherweight class that could all potentially be champions. You know what I mean?
Mm. And then obviously, Carl, yourself, you're growing the Manchester Top Team brand and the gym as much as you can in these circumstances with the pandemic. But having someone like Lerone in the gym, like Kane Musa, flying the flags in the biggest promotions in the world in UFC and Bellator, how great is that for the younger guys and just for yourself, Lerone, as well? Do you find yourself having conversations with these younger fighters in the gym a lot about your own journey and giving advice and on your experiences as well?
Yeah, sometimes, well, a lot of them ask me like little questions here and there, and obviously I just answer them as best as I can and as real as I can, just about training and stuff. But we've got some good young guys coming through, some solid fighters actually that have put the work into. So we're building a strong team anyway.
I've got no doubt that Lerone and I are going to be sat in this very same hotel or hotels around the world with other people from our team fighting in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. There's no question in my mind. The level of the gym throughout the pandemic has risen so high that there's no easy rounds. It's like everybody's been putting the work in, and it's separated the wheat from the chaff. The people who say they want it and the people who actually want it. So we're babies at this. We're honest to where we're at. Do you know what I mean? So we're just trying to set a method in place that obviously gets Lerone to where he needs to get to, having that belt around his waist, and also moving forward where the people coming through next will have a good platform into the UFC. And there's no like future proofs past, doesn't it? So you see everybody else who gets a good go in the UFC, the mates get a peg up because of it. So yeah, it's a thrill for us to be in the UFC. It's a thrill for me to corner in the UFC and to get to Bellator. But I'm not here for that. We're not here for that. It's nice to be a fanboy and check in with all that, but we're above that now, and now we believe that we're on a different path, and that Manchester Top Team and our team will rise and then be seen as the biggest team in Europe pretty soon, mate. Yeah.
Mm. And then just in terms of your fight, Lerone, is there anything specific that you're aiming for? I know you've had a number of first round finishes on your resume already, including the last time out. Is that something that you always look for, a quick finish, or are you more looking to focus on showcasing as many of your skills as you can throughout the duration of this fight, as long as it lasts?
To be honest, I just want to win the fight. Like, I'm not bothered how I win. I just want to win the fight, and however I win, I win. If it's first round, all the better. But yeah, I'm just going to go in there, fight, and see what happens. I'm not going to force anything, and if we get the win, that's the goal complete, innit?
And obviously, other than Dana White, who would you say was the biggest, most notable person that reached out to you after that win? I'm guessing that you're getting a lot of attention, whether it's from the sport of MMA, from the sport of boxing, or wherever from Manchester. Is there anyone notable that reached out to you that was pretty cool after that last win?
To be honest, off the top of my head, I can't really remember. But a lot of the top fighters. I got a lot of DMs on Instagram from the top fighters in the UFC saying top performance and whatnot. A few footballers here and there. I can't really remember off the top of my head though.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let you guys go now and enjoy the rest of your day, Lerone.
Before you go, I've got one last thing for you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Byron McGuigan. I don't know if he's going to represent Namibia, Scotland, or whatever, but maybe one day he'll be coming and having a good go himself, mate. Yeah.
Mate, he wants to, you know. He really does. Every time we chat, he's always like, "Do you reckon I should give it a go or whatever?" He's very passionate about it. Well, what does he look like when he's in the gym, Carl? Does he look pretty good?
The horse is doing great, mate. Yeah, he's coming on loads and he's been coming in and getting some looks in with the guys, and I think he's really enjoying it. So it's great to have him down, and all the guys at Sale Sharks that I know that you know quite well as well, mate. Yeah, so it's been awesome.